now listening to the Zay Moore Podcast.
I want to know what Zay thinks
There's a
about
few
that.
things that we got to address.
Black people got the swag. Black people set the trends. We are the culture. We got a reality star for our president. It's insane. Even if they try to erase black history out of schools, it's not going to erase black history. Because we've been here. Kendrick Lamar definitely beat Drake in that battle. Hands down. At the end of the day, I'm going to keep it real with my people. Because if we don't keep it real with each other, who will?
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zay Moore, and I want to welcome you back to a brand new episode of the Zay Moore Podcast. Yeah, let me hear you. Today is September 21st, so we got a few things to talk about, a few things to unpack. Before we get into the show, before we do all that, I want to show some gratitude because I was just informed that the Zay Moore Podcast has now reached the Philippines, Puerto Rico, Israel, and Sweden. That's amazing. And it just is mind-blowing. I'm like kind of speechless. You know, I was trying to figure out what I was going to say, but I'm still speechless because I am, just a dude with a dream, and to be reaching this many people, informing this many people, educating this many people, right, because we're all learning together, is just a blessing. And what I do is not gossip. I want to set the record straight there, right? Because in the world of journalism and because of social media, things have gotten blurred. Lines have gotten blurred, right? Gossip is now considered journalism in some cases, and I just want to nip that in the bud right now. What we do here is not gossip. There's some stories I won't even cover because I just feel like it's not newsworthy, right? And I am very much in the world of entertainment, aside from just being a civilian, right? Just being a human. So I try to make sure that I entertain both crowds. That's why, sometimes I come with a more political, social approach. And then there's days where we just, talk about what's trending, what's going on in social media and in the world of music and entertainment. So I'm just ecstatic that, so many countries, so many people are listening. So before I started, I just had to say thank you so much. It means a lot. Yes. So as I did mention, we got a few things to talk about, a few things to unpack. I want to talk to you guys today. I got a few updates. A while back, we covered a story involving Kai Frost, who is the son of Kirk and Rashida Frost of Love and Hip Hop fame. He was involved in a shooting of rapper T Hood. He unfortunately lost his life. We're going to dial back. I got some updates on that. We're also going to cover, what's going on in the world of Disney and ABC. Ever since Jimmy Kimmel's show has been taken off the air, there's been a lot of chatter about free speech. Disney is seeing a hit. We're going to talk about that. I also, last but not least, I do want to get into, what's going on with, and we talked about it already. I talked about it twice, actually, but I told y'all I was going to stay on the Trey Reed case. The young black man who was unfortunately found hanging from a tree in Mississippi, student from Delta State. I want to talk a little bit about the completion of the autopsy and the bullshit that's still going on with this case. All that and more I got in store for y'all today. So let me get a clap. I love it. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the first story. So back in August, I did cover the Kai Frost and Ty Hood situation. Just to give you a recap, around August 8th, I believe, the rapper was unfortunately shot and killed at his home in Georgia. The police responded to the domestic dispute involving T Hood and Kelsey Frost, who was the daughter of Kirk and Rashida Frost, of course, the sister to Kai Frost, who was named around August 12th as the primary suspect by Gwinnett County Police. If we fast forward a little bit to August 15th, reports did describe the investigation as ongoing, particularly into the self-defense area. Kai was, of course, detained at the scene. He was interviewed. No charges have been filed yet. And this was also at that time reported by outlets like the Los Angeles Times. So, it was a lot of talk around it being self-defense even then. So here we are into mid-September, and police say that they believe Frost actually acted in self-defense. And this is, kind of where we were when I covered it. I said I was hearing talks that it may have been a situation where, he was just acting really quick because someone else acted quicker. That is kind of what is coming out now. Police say that they believe Frost acted in self-defense. The narrative shifts away from murder suspect toward that possibility. As of now, no formal charges have been charged. Also, outlets like TMZ, TMZ said that they learned that the Gwinnett County Police Department is nearing the end of its investigation and ruled that T. Hood was the primary aggressor in the dispute that led to his death. A spokesperson for the department, tells the tabloid that the rapper started a fight with Frost and pulled out a firearm. So that is the updates on that. I just wanted to make sure I gave y'all the updates because, if he didn't do it, he didn't do it. And we have enough trouble with, black men being thrown in jail for things that they didn't do. So, if we can give some merit to this story and to his name, I wanted to do that. So, good luck to Kai in this situation, and I hope it works out in his favor. Yes. So, I got to do a check-in with y'all. How's everybody doing? How, I know we talk about a lot of shit that's going on in the world, but let's talk about how you were doing. How are you doing, y'all? Are you feeling good? If you're on, I hope you will feel good soon. I wanted to do a check-in because if anyone out there listening needs inspiration, I wanted to give my little testimony. Right now I'm on this fitness journey, and it's transitioning into a more than just a fitness journey, but like a mental cleanse. You feel me? I'm becoming so much more aware, and for me, fitness was a hit or miss priority, right? Because due to social media, fitness became more of like a fad, right? Everybody just wanted to get in the gym to look good. I wasn't worried about that. I never had no departments. I never had no issues in the departments of dating. That's what I meant to say. And I've always been rather, a small, frame guy. But, I never felt like I needed to bulk up to impress anybody, rather, right? So I didn't really run to the gym. But I guess that bug hit me. And my reasoning for wanting to get into the gym finally became clear, right? It wasn't that I wanted to look good in pictures. It wasn't that I wanted to be a catch when I'm walking down the street, because I'm already that. It was just more so I wanted to be just physically and mentally healthy, right? And I think the truth is that if you're not good in the inside, you're no good to anyone else, right? You're not going to be your best at work. You're not going to be your best parent. You're not going to be your best anything. And I think that kind of is what finally kicked in for me, right? I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go all in. So I've been I'm talking about supplements, y'all. I'm talking about creatine. I'm talking about intense workouts like 4 or 5 days a week. And when I'm not in the gym, I'm working out at home. Like I'm really going in, and I just wanted to, tell someone out there, try it, because don't think about what other people are doing, right? Don't look at social media and think that you have to do it because it's what's in right now, right? No, do it. Find your own purpose, right? And do it because you want to. And I think that's what it had to click in for me, because I'm telling y'all, I never liked working out, and the past 2 months have just been workout, and I love it. I love it. It's a great way to get recharged. So I encourage everybody out there to, put your health first, get in the game, and you don't have to be a gym rat, right, to be healthy, right? There's different ways you can be healthy. Again, cleanse your mind. You can even do home workouts, right? Everything isn't about being the buffest, it's about being the healthiest. And hey, I got to tell y'all, as I've been leveling up my fitness journey, I've also been paying closer attention to the products I use every day. And that's where your plant-based beauty comes in. Their entire line is powered by pure natural ingredients, y'all. No harsh chemicals, no toxins, just clean formulas that actually nourish your hair and skin. From lightweight styling creams to rich conditioners and scalp treatments, every product is designed to make you look and feel good while also being safe for the planet. What I love the most is that York doesn't just cover up, it strengthens, restores, and protects over time. So whether you're grinding in the gym, hustling through long work days, or just wanting a self-care reset, York gives you that fresh, healthy glow without compromise, y'all. And because you're rocking with the Zay Moore Podcast, your boy got a special hookup for you. Just use my code Zay Moore Pod at checkout to save on your order. Trust me, once you try York, you'll never look at beauty products the same way again, I promise you. So again, my code is Zay Moore Pod. That's ZAYMOORE Pod at checkout, y'all. Go ahead and get you some York. I promise you, it'll change your life. You heard? Guys, so next up, I want to talk a little bit more about the Trey Reed case. Y'all know this is a case dear to my heart. And, yeah, there's some more bullshit coming out around it. So, a little backstory in case you guys are joining late. Of course, September 15th was the day that Trey Reed, 21-year-old student, Delta State University, is found hanging from a tree on campus. That same day, the university police report no evidence of foul play initially, and the autopsy was ordered. So the same day he was found, they went straight to the autopsy. September 16th, the day after, the family's attorney, including Vanessa Jones, indicate conflicting information from authorities. They were initially told Reed was found in a dorm room, not outside. That gets me every time, right? Because this is... Anyway, let me continue the story. So the following days, the family calls for transparency. This is what they're wanting because they've obviously been told conflicting stories. And within the following days, that's just all they asked for. They wanted transparency. They request an independent private autopsy because there's just a bunch of criticism over how officials communicated and handled this situation. So some key statements that I wanted to kind of go over was, and I quote, this quote came from Vanessa J. Jones, which is the family's attorney. The family does not know exactly what happened on September the 15th of 2025. That's a powerful statement given the situation. You know, their child is at school. You assume that when you send your child to a school, you know, that the adults, the officials that are in charge of the safety of those students will do their job, right? So for this family to say that they don't know what happened is crazy. It's just crazy. Reed's family says that the university officials have not contacted them, even though the university president has reportedly expressed condolences. So they've expressed their condolences, but they have not contacted them directly. Another outrage, right? The family was told by some officials that Trey was found in a dorm room. Later, the location described was different. That's the main piece to this puzzle, right? Because which one is it? And the bigger question is, why were they told conflicting stories? That's what I want to know, and I'm damn sure that's what they want to know as well, right? So where are we now? You know, we still have unresolved, outstanding issues regarding this. The exact cause of death, you know, the suicide has been ruled by some reports, but pending official autopsy results are still on the way. Again, right, they said they wanted another one. From what I'm reading, the autopsy that they did order is saying that it was ruled a suicide. You know, that's kind of what they're trying to say. Again, they're saying that there was no broken bones, nothing found. And when we went over it the first time, we did say that the family said different, right? That there were bruises. So I just don't believe none of it. You know, I don't believe anything that's going on right now regarding this situation. And when we're talking about police, I've seen in many cases where these forces and you know, the government officials of these states, they are more concerned about I'd say reputation and liability, right? Because the institution, and that could be the university, the police, the coroner's office, whoever, one could assume that they might want to avoid immediate backlash or scrutiny. And given the situation, you know, especially if there's concerns about campus safety, race relations, or civil rights. So there may be an assumed motivation to control the narrative to prevent public panic or to, avoid those overt accusations of misconduct before an official determination. I just don't believe it, and it sucks, right? Because we are supposed to really have faith in these people who are hired to protect and serve, right? But man, man, I just feel so bad for his family, because above anything, they lost a loved one. 21 years old, you feel me? His life was just starting, you feel me? And instead of at least doing the family a solid and keeping it a buck with them, I just feel like they're taking them in this like circle of lies and deceit to protect whatever narrative they want to control. And again, it is a red state, so there's a lot of historical racist undertones that just don't help the way that they are handling this situation. And again, as I told y'all, I haven't gotten anything back, but I've been really trying to get in contact with students from this school because somebody got to know something. You feel me? Somebody, I'm sure he has friends, who was with him last, if like they want to get technical, if I was the family, I would be calling his cell phone company because I would start from the last location that his phone pinged at. That's also something I would do, because there's cameras everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. So we got to have some sort of CCTV footage that we can use something. You feel me? And again, I've reached out. I even left a comment on the Instagram page of the school. I'm like, hey, any students that are willing to speak, I have a huge platform, 9 countries, 146 cities. Hit me up because I think this is going to take more of a community effort. It's going to take more of a cultural effort because they will do all that they can. If what we're thinking really happened, they will do all that they can to try to cover this up. And for the sake of the family and, for the sake of the truth, I think that they need to do the right thing. So, yeah, y'all, that's the updates I have on that story. Makes me mad every time, so I don't want to spend too much time on it because I'm going to get tight. But, yeah, anyone listening, if you have any information or if you want to come on the platform, talk about, the type of person Tyree was, was he showing any signs of mental disarray, that would support this claim of, him unaliving himself? Is any of that true? I want to know. So definitely, if you're out there listening, hit me up and yeah, let's get to the bottom of what happened to Trey. Let's definitely get to the bottom of it. Yeah, man. So we talked about the Jimmy Kimmel situation. Yeah. Right. We talked about him being suspended on September 17th. Give a little context. Back on September 10th, Charlie Kirk, conservative activist, commentator, he was fatally shot at an event in Utah Valley University. Kimmel covered the situation, on the killing in his monologue. And his comments in that monologue is what led to the September 17th decision of his show being suspended indefinitely. Soon after, right, affiliates replaced Kimmel's show with an alternative, Celebrity Family Feud. The public pushed back, and celebrities are definitely defending Kimmel. And so is the public, actually, because a lot of boycotts have begun. And Disney's feeling it. They are feeling it. Before I get into what they're feeling, I just want to go over some key statements. So the FCC chair, Brendan Carr, he expressed concerns over spreading misinformation and suggestions of regulatory repercussions. Nexar's president, Andrew Ford called Kimmel's comments offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse. Ironic, right? When everything that Kirk said, it matches exactly what Alfred said. His comments offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse. That's literally the definition of everything that came out of Kirk's mouth. But anyway, Damon Lindelof, co-creator of Lost, expressed being shocked, saddened, and infuriated, and said he could no longer in good conscience work with Disney unless Kimmel is reinstated. So we have some people, right, who stand behind him and feel like, freedom of speech is just being attacked due to this Kirk situation, and it's being used as a political weapon. Now, when we're talking about what Disney feeling, right? Because now they're, I'm hearing there's talks about trying to get him back on. Personally, if I was Kimmel, I'd be like, fuck you, and I'd find another platform. But there's a widespread claim that Disney lost about 3.8 to 3.9 billion in market value following the suspension and backlash. Some analysts are questioning exactly how much of that loss is directly caused by the controversy versus broader market movement. Subscriber cancellations on platforms like Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN are being reported, right? So with that being said, and this is being reported by Business Insider, by the way, but $3.8 to $3.9 billion is not a little bit of money for a company like Disney. So now there are reports they trying to figure out how like they can get him back. I know they're urging him to apologize. Based on what I'm getting from the public reading comments, people don't want him to apologize. I don't think he should, because I really don't think he said anything wrong. And I listened to it. I listened to the monologue. I listened to the little, joke that he did when they asked Trump how he was holding up, and Trump just abruptly switched the situation, like he wasn't so affected, which all in all was the butt of the joke, right? If you watch the clip, okay, so I'm gonna just paint it for y'all. So Kimmel is, he's talking, he's doing his thing, and he talks about Trump being somewhere and being asked how he's holding up since the assassination of Kirk. And then he shows the clip. And the interviewer asks Trump, so, how are you holding up since the, killing of Charlie Kirk? And he said, I'm doing fine. And then he just totally switched the situation to, being happy about something being built or like, something like that. It's like he literally just stepped over the question and entered into another discussion. And that was the butt of the joke. And then, when they switched back to Kimmel and, everyone was laughing. I do believe he expressed some other opinions, but nothing that he said, in my opinion, was in any sort of celebratorial, way. I didn't hear him saying, yes, I'm happy this happened to him. Absolutely not. And again, I think using this as a political weapon, when in fact, I'm trying to find a way how to, frame this, because hell, I think this whole situation has even kind of scared me in a sense. Well, not scared me, but it's made me scale back, because they are out here attacking people for literally free speech, just saying their opinions. And I think it sucks. What happened to him shouldn't have happened, but also his words and the things that he promoted and the things that he said, those also can't be ignored. I think it's even more unfortunate that some of the things that he supported kind of foreshadowed what was to come. So I think the goal here should not be to point fingers, right? Not ripping people off of the air, not using his death as a political weapon, but coming together. That's what Democrats and Republicans need to do, right? You spend so much time trying to point the finger, right, and make one party look worse than the other to the public. I think this is the time where a union needs to be formed. People need to sit down and figure out how can more rigorous approaches be initiated towards gun violence and hate speech, because it definitely has put us in a real sensitive space, a real scary space, right? You can't even feel safe to go out and hang out anymore, because there might just be someone who's so politically moved that they want to handle their business that day. It's scary, so I think that pulling Jimmy Kimmel off of the air helps nothing. It does nothing. It just shows that y'all are trying to silence people. Y'all are really trying to silence people. This man has been on the air since 2003. And regardless of, they say, oh, he's untalented, oh, no one's watching him. Somebody watching him if he's been on TV since 2003. You feel me? Somebody's watching him. So, again, I don't think anyone should be silenced, especially in 2025. That amendment that protects our free speech is there for a reason. And, it just sucks. But I hope that Jimmy Kimmel, whatever he decides to do, right, if he comes back, I hope he comes back because he wants to, and I hope that he stands for something in whatever decision he makes. Again, if it was me, it would take, I'm not apologizing. That's one. You feel me? Because you don't apologize for something that you didn't do. And you learn that in the world of business too, right? You don't just be like, oh, I apologize. You can have empathy, right? But what am I apologizing for? For having an opinion, the same thing that Kirk did? Nah. So, I don't feel like he should apologize. I feel like if he comes back, it should be because he wants to. And I don't know though, right? Like, how can you go back to a situation like that, knowing that moving forward, you really have to kind of censor the way that you talk and censor how you would normally approach things. Also, you got to remember that Kimmel is a comedian. So there's a comedic, approach to some of the things that he discusses. So you're literally just ripping this whole man's swag away from him. And if he comes back, he has to come back on the stance, on the, mindset of knowing, hey, I have to be more tailored with what I say, or else, I could be ripped off there. I have to abide by this rule. I can't say this. I can't say that. Like, it's crazy where we are, that, we've come here, it's crazy. But shout out to Kimmel. Like I said, I'm a big fan of his. I love Fallon. I love Myers. I also love Colbert. So, shout out to Kimmel, and I hope that he makes the best decision for him if, in fact, they are having talks of bringing him back. So, all right, y'all. I want to talk about this AI artist conversation. This is also bullshit to me, by the way. There is a AI artist. I believe her name is Xania Monet or some shit like that. But yeah, she's an AI generated music artist created by someone named Talisha Jones, who uses the AI tool Suno. Suno, of course, was backed by Timbaland to turn her lyrics into music, and has an AI avatar image identity. Crazy. She has signed, y'all, listen to this. This AI generated music artist has signed what is reported to be a $3 million recording deal with Hallwood Media, founded by Neil Jacobson, former Interscope executive. The deal is controversial one major public reaction that has been circling, I'm sure y'all saw, is coming from Kalani, who has criticized the concept, saying she does not respect it. She views AI artists taking deals and seemingly to occupy space in music meant for emerging human artists as problematic. I also saw SZA speak out against this. I'm gonna play a little bit of this AI. Y'all listen. This is listen to this. Okay. Here is what I think about it, because y'all know I'm an artist as well. Here's what I think about it. Very problematic. Very, very problematic, because again, right, music is meant to be occupied by humans. like you feel me? Like, we are the originators of sound, and if y'all can see my face right now, you would understand like my baffledness, because a $3 million recording deal, like really for someone who doesn't even exist. Like, what are we doing here? This is just rich people doing rich people shit at this point. This takes away from the integrity of music. You feel me? The hours, the sweat, the footwork that goes into producing cohesive sound, right? You're sitting behind a keyboard, and now you can just type, hey, I need a song about heartbreak. You make an avatar, and boom, you got a $3 million recording deal. It's like, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing here? And it pisses me off, especially, for someone who loves the art of making music, right? Loves the art of media. Like, I think this is just a slap in the face to, people who really take the artistry serious. And it's not going to last. It's not, because you know what? As fickle and stupid as the industry may think the public is, music, movies, all of that is a personal connection. You feel me? That comes from being a consumer of music and media. You feel me? You have your favorite artists, you have your favorite actor, your favorite actresses, your favorite media personality. You feel me? Like, there's a person to person level of inspiration that comes from knowing, or feeling like you connect with someone. So to think you can just generate music, to think that you could just put out computer generated music by a computer generated person and think that people are going to rock with it, I think really is like saying to the public, yo, y'all are dumb, and I want to see how dumb y'all are. But like I said, the public is not that dumb. I don't think people are going to rock with this. I'm seeing a lot of backlash from it, especially from the industry. And that's why I was hoping it would start, right? Because we have, about a quarter of people in the industry, producers mainly, that I'm seeing, right? I'm not seeing too many artists who's excited about this. I also saw Chloe, who is also someone who really has her hand in, making music, right? She makes the beat, she arranges the vocals. That is something that a AI generated person can't do. You might be making more work for yourself because you behind, and instead of just focusing on making beats, finding talented artists to bring those beats to life, or bringing your words to life, you're gonna generate a person. It's just like it's literally like an episode of, what's that show that's on Netflix? Black Mirror. It's like an episode of Black Mirror that is just coming into real life. I really can't believe this is a thing. The songs that I've heard so far from this AI bitch is not that great. You feel me? It's all these songs could have easily been Jennifer Hudson throwaways. You feel me? It's powerful ballad type shits. I love a good ballad, but we're not in the 90s anymore. We're not in the era of ballads. You feel me? You gotta, if we really talking business, you really gotta be able to give me more than just a ballad. You feel me? No one is in ballad mode 24/7. You feel me? No one wants to hear strong vocals 24/7. They just don't. I love them. You feel me? Do not get me wrong. I was born and raised in the church. You feel me? Aside from all of the urban shit that I love, I started in the church. So that's actually where my skill grew. You feel me? Learning harmony, learning how to sing with other people, knowing where to fit in. If you on stage and you forget something, knowing how to just keep going. Like I learned all of that from being a performer in church. So yeah, I just think there's a level of heart and compassion and a connection that is just not going to be able to be produced from an AI generated artist. And I can't even believe I'm saying that. AI generated artists. Like, what are we talking about? Are you guys going to be supporting this Xania Monet? I think I don't even know. It's Xania. I don't even care to respect her enough to even look up how to pronounce his name. You feel me? So we just gonna call her Xania Monet. Are y'all gonna be supporting Xenia? Y'all gonna be streaming and downloading Xenia's music? If you do, you better not tell me, because if I find out, I'm gonna block you. I'm just playing. I'm not that type of guy. But yeah, yo, we have to support our real artists. You feel me? This is why we have to make sure we support our favorite artists. Support, the art of music. You feel me? Making music, making media, because I feel like the industry is getting real lazy, and this is a cop out. I'm hearing from some people, some insiders. I guess the idea is, well, why deal with an artist that you have to track down every day who has personal issues when you can just generate someone that you control, right? You control them. They release when you want. They don't get sick. They don't need days off. It's like, where the hell are we right now with humanity? That to me says I don't give a fuck about the normal needs of a human, which I mean, you also have, right? These people who are saying that they don't want to deal with the human aspects of an artist. They'd rather just deal with someone they can work to death. So they create a fake person. They too have the same needs that human artists have. So I just don't understand it. I don't. But it's not gonna last. No one's gonna support it, and it's bullshit. And that's all I got to say on that. Fuck AI artists. But yeah, y'all know what that sound means. That means that we made it to the end of the episode. Yeah, I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Zay Moore Podcast. I know I appreciate it so much. Again, I have to shout out my new listeners. Can't believe it. Shout out to all my people listening in the Philippines and Puerto Rico. Shout out to all my people listening in, where else I got? Israel. Like, it's just, shout out to everybody. You feel me? All 9 countries, everybody worldwide listening to the Zay Moore Podcast. Thank you so much, for just supporting and sharing. I see all of it. I want to remind y'all to follow me at the Zay Moore Podcast on Instagram, ZayFiles_ on Instagram. Make sure y'all stay up to date on the latest, and I will be back soon. You feel me? So don't miss me too much. You feel me? If you miss me, go back, listen to some more episodes, get some info. But until next time, peace.